Hey guys, we're going to be talking about onside kicks today, kind of going over some of the new rules, and all my favorite onside kicks aren't affected by these rules. So if you want to steal some of my onside kicks, if the rule changes affect what you guys have going, feel free. I'll show you what I kind of have going. Onside kicks are awesome. At the JV level, I onside kick it more than I kick it off, just because I love the opportunity. If you can create 2 or 3 extra possessions in a game, I mean, you've changed the entire tide of the game. You have to be less efficient with your possessions. If your defense can get 1 or 2 stops, then all of a sudden you're in a great position to win. So with that being said, the new rule changes. One of them from a few years ago does affect one of my favorite onside kicks. That's the dribble middle kick, where you dribble at 10 yards right up the middle as slow as possible. It used to be that you could have that entire front line go and wipe out any player that was waiting for the ball if they were faster than the ball. Now you can't hit the guy until the ball gets to the 50 or gets 10 yards. Once it gets 10 yards, then it's live and you can do whatever, but you can't beat the guy to the ball and not even give him a chance to recover it. The newest rule change this year is the pop-up kick. The ball can't hit the ground once and pop up above a player's head. I've never found a kicker that was very good at doing that in high school or in Little League. Maybe these college kickers are good at that and creates a good scenario, but it's such a hard and difficult kick that I never really trusted doing it in a game anyway. So with that being said, I mean, there's a lot of other options, and I'm going to show you a few of them. The one we're going to talk about today is the dribble middle kick, and I'll kind of go over that and kind of ways to set it up, and then maybe some counters to it as people adjust to what you're doing. So in most situations, this is how I like to huddle up on a kickoff. Now, your onside kick should be part of your kickoff system. A lot of people don't have an entire system based on a kickoff team, but it's going to give you a huge advantage when it comes time to do an onside kick if you already know how they're going to align to you, if you know how they're going to react, and the options that you have available going into that kick. So I call this just our regular split huddle. What I do is I just have the gunners that are out here already. All that's going to do is, as we run this dribble middle kick, it's going to prevent them from moving all 5 guys in here. Because if they do move all 5 guys in here, we're just going to turn and kick it to the 50, to the numbers, and let this guy beat this guy to the ball and go recover it. So they have to keep at least these guys out here. And then what I do just to mess with them during the game is I'll run what we call twins huddle. As when we're huddling up, I'll just throw another guy out here and see how they react to it. Some teams will bring this guy up, so it's 2-on-2 on the wings. Some teams will split these guys back out. If they split those guys back out, then you're in a perfect situation for the dribble middle kick. If they keep these guys in, you can still run it, but now you have other options where you have good numbers as well. So it's a numbers game, and you're setting yourself up good either way. So if they have hands team on, they're going to move these guys up, obviously. You're usually going to have a situation it's more like this. Which is fine. Dribble middle kick, just the principles behind it is the ball's going to be teed up on the 40. One thing to make sure you remind your guys is as they huddle up, they can't be behind the 35-yard line or else it's a penalty. So they can't get a running start more than 5 yards. Every time we do a kickoff, whether it's an onside kick or not, we get the ready whistle inside the huddle. Just so it's not any different if we wanted to run an onside kick in the third quarter. Everything's the same. We're getting the ready whistle here, and then if it's a regular kick, we're splitting out. If we're doing an onside dribble middle kick, we're running it right from the huddle. So as the huddle breaks, the kicker's going to just turn and he's just going to kick it really softly, a little roller on the ground, trying to make it land on the 50-yard line or the 49 on the opposite side of the 50. These guys' job in this front line, these are going to be your big, tough dudes. They're going to come right at this front line, and they're going to just, basically, they're going to box out. Because they're going to we want them to beat the ball to the 50. You can't go knock them out anymore like you used to be able to, but we can go box them out and just get position where we want it as the ball's rolling towards the 50. The guys in the back, their job is get the ball. So you're going and you're blocking these guys out, and then these guys are going to come in and they're going to fall on the ball. You got a great numbers situation here. Even in hands team, you still outnumbered these guys. The counters to it, if you're running this in the third quarter, which I love to do, you're gonna get a much better, more favorable look from the kick return team. It's gonna look more like this, right? And if they don't move anybody inside in your huddle, then you got a huge numbers advantage, and you're dribbling it here, and these guys are all just going, and they're getting in the way of this guy so that he can't get the ball. And once it crosses the 50, these guys are coming after it. So that's one of my favorite onside kicks. Dribble middle, I'll show you what it looks like. And in later videos, we'll talk about maybe some counters to it and other options that you have as far as onside.